Hey, what's up everyone, Dom Dominates here, and with the recent Nintendo Direct, many of us were expecting to see something Sonic related. Instead, Sega decided to hit us with some silence by skipping the Direct entirely for Sonic's 35th. I've been scrolling Twitter recently, and it seems the entire community is genuinely frustrated, hitting the panic button, and asking if the entire year milestone is dead in the water. But honestly, if we look at this realistically, Sega skipping the Direct might honestly be the best thing that could have happened. Like, just think about it for a second. Why would Sonic Team want to cram their next 3D massive project into a 45-second slot on someone else's crowded platform? Like, they just wouldn't. So they're trying to clear the floor and stack the deck for their own standalone project. And what would that be? That would be the Sonic Central. So instead of doom scrolling, yeah, I know you guys are doom scrolling. So let's just answer the biggest community questions floating around, look at the actual leaks, and break down the genuine questions that are going around behind the scenes. So the main question echoing everywhere right now is obviously, where is the mainline game? People got a little underwhelmed after Summer Games Fest because the focus was purely on Crossroads getting a second season pass with Avatar, TMNT, and the Godzilla packs, and the surprising Sonic Pico Park collaboration. Now, don't get me wrong, Pico Park looks like a good chaotic 10 out of 10 game just to boot up and play with friends, but if you were sitting there at 2 a.m. waiting for a massive 3D adventure, I completely get why a live service racing update feels a little disappointing, but in my opinion, Sega isn't going to cannibalize their own current marketing cycles. Plus, they're clearly aligning their next heavyweight title directly with the massive rollout for Sonic Movie 4 next year to get the massive mainstream synergy. But let's talk about the recent leaks that actually matter right now. We've had a leaker drop the confirmation that Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition is locked and loaded specifically targeting the Switch 2 for $49.99. It's reportedly pulling together all the DLC patch updates to completely iron out the technical pop-in and performance issues of the original hardware. But the absolute craziest detail on that Walmart listing is the rumored launch date, Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026. That's the franchise's official 35th anniversary date. If this listing holds any weight, it's the exact headline Sega needs for a standalone central broadcast for this month. Now, as far as my actual predictions, if we end up getting a Sonic Central, don't expect a massive 5-minute gameplay deep dive for the next major 3D project, and you know Sega, they'll end up doing a CGI high-budget cinematic drop, and then they'll go completely radio silence for like 6 months to a year. But my honest bet is that they'll pull a teaser at the very end just to confirm that it's actually in the works, and then save the full deep dive breakdown for late winter or the Game Awards. The other massive topic the community is heavily debating right now from another recent leaker is claiming that Sonic is getting an entirely new character model refresh for his next outing, and honestly, I really hope this one is true because we've been stuck with the same stiff rig layout since the around same time I've been born back in 2005. Moving away from this corporate rig means huge changes across multiple departments from merch, branding, and the gaming side of the entire company. So if we do see a new model in the future, I really do think it should embody the sharp, cool early 2000s legacy aesthetic from the 2D depictions, taking that and properly fusing it into the 3D, and it would be a huge win for the fan base, and I think a true standalone 35th anniversary Central is the exact place to debut that kind of design refresh. But hey, at the end of the day, skipping the Direct isn't all that bad. It really isn't a sign that the 35th is doomed or that we're entering another massive drought, but it's a transitioning year. So in my opinion, Sega is just letting things breathe before they officially kick off their own standalone showcase. But what's your take with all of this? Do you guys think Frontiers Definitive Edition will actually be dropping for the anniversary this month? Do you think we'll finally get a main 3D game trailer? Do you want them to stick with the open zone formula? Do you guys want them to revert back the original boost stages? Or do you guys want them to take notes from fan games and make something even better? At the end of the day, I'd really like to know what your guys' thoughts and opinions are down in the comments below. But anyway, that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all later, Dominators.